Good morning, everybody. This is Getting Banded 2012. My name is Sheena. I'm here with my week 28, I think, slimband, lapband post-op video. I'm coming to you looking like a complete and utter mess. I apologize. For those of you that don't know, I live in Canada, and it is fucking freezing this morning. Sorry about the language, but it is absolutely ridiculous. It's like -2 or something. I was just talking to my friend who lives about 45 minutes away, and it is snowing where she is. So it is getting to be that time of year. It is too damn early if you ask me, but it's what I get for living in Canada, right? I'm coming in today with no weight. As you know, my accountability partner is Nikki, band the number 4 Nikki. Her and I have decided not to weigh ourselves this week, just because of some issues, and just to kind of step back, not stress, and be away from the scale for a little bit. It has not been easy. I have not asked my husband to hide or move the scale. I'm doing complete willpower. I have not stepped on the scale. It has been very difficult. But I have done it, which is actually kind of nice. I'm kind of proud of myself. So there's a few things that I wanted to talk about today. It was Thanksgiving this past weekend. I did not really do anything that special. Sorry, my ears are popped. I didn't do anything that special. It was just the 3 of us. We didn't go to my parents or anything like that. We just did kind of our own dinner. My husband agreed that we don't need a lot of food. There's absolutely no need for it. We have a 3-year-old, and then I basically eat like a 3-year-old, the portion-wise, and so it would just all be him. So I just got a roasted chicken, just a small chicken. I roasted it. I did it up in my rotisserie. That's my absolute favorite way to do chicken, is in the rotisserie. So I did that. I did some mashed potatoes. Usually I'll put like sour cream or cream cheese in my mashed potatoes to make them nice and creamy. I switched it up and I put in Greek yogurt instead. Honestly, so good. So good. It was phenomenal. I could not really even notice the difference that it was Greek yogurt, because it kind of has like that creamy for the cream cheese, and then that little bit of like zip from sour cream. So that was really, really good. And then I just did carrots and a little bit, I made up gravy, and I just had a tiny bit of gravy. And that was honestly more than enough, and we still had leftovers, actually. Usually, the last time I did a whole chicken, because I usually just buy like the little chicken thighs. So the last time I did a whole chicken, the chicken is just like, because my rotisserie is just like a little tiny, my hair is just a little tiny, like George Foreman type deal. So it's usually like just a 2.5 to 5 pound chicken, and you're lucky if you can get a 5 pound chicken in there. So this week for Thanksgiving, I just bought a little 2.5 pound whole chicken, and I just did like a rub with some spices, rubbed it on, did the chicken, and there was leftovers, which was actually quite surprising to both of us that there was any leftovers. So that was good. So it was nice. It was kind of like a lighter, no breads or anything like that. My husband doesn't really care for bread all too much unless it's a sandwich. Oh, excuse me. So he doesn't care for it anyway. I can't eat it, so there was no point. Monday we did, so that was on the Sunday. So Monday we went to my sister's. She just moved. So we went to Barrie, which is about an hour. We went there for lunch. And that was actually really nice. Went to see her new place. She had chicken pot pie, a quiche, and a Caesar salad for lunch. Love chicken pot pie. Absolutely love Caesar salad. I could probably live off Caesar salad, throw some chicken in there. I love it. But so they were like proper sized pies, and she cut it into 4, and she's like, you know, she put 2 on my plate. She put 1 like big piece of chicken pot pie, and then a big piece of the quiche on my plate, and I was like, I can't eat that, you know, like she doesn't know that I'm banded. So I was like, no, it's okay, you know, I don't need all that. So I just kind of cut each piece in half, so it ended up being like a tiny piece. So I just cut each piece in half, and I gave the other half to my daughter to save the calories. And I looked at the box, and for a quarter of the pie, it was like 350 calories, and that was just for one. I don't need that many calories in one sitting, and then a Caesar salad as well. I don't need it. So I did that. Actually, while we were eating, I got stuck. So we're sat there, we're having a conversation, and then it was just like, you know, you get the face. So I was just kind of sat there, and I was like, okay, I need some reason to go to the bathroom. So then it was like, oh, Cheyenne, do you need to use the toilet? And she said yes. So luckily I took Cheyenne, my daughter, upstairs, and she used the toilet. I just stood there, and it didn't come up or anything. It was just like kind of like that stuck feeling where like it's kind of like pressure on your chest, which was kind of weird because I had a tea previous to eating. I made sure that I had a tea. So speaking of tea, so it was weird, but I think what happens is when I eat with other people, I get nervous. So I get tight because I'm scared of like PB or whatever, and somebody being like, what's wrong with you? Do you have an eating disorder or whatever? You know what I mean? So I get nervous. This is probably going to be a long video, so I apologize. I'll try to make it quick. So that night, so we drove home, and it was like later. It was around dinner time, and my daughter wanted to go to the airport to watch the planes come in, which is only about a 15-minute drive from where we live. So on our way home, we just popped in, and we went to Wendy's for dinner. I have had an unbelievable craving for a greasy hamburger. I just want one. But the thing is I know that hamburger is not going to go down. So I was like, well, a chicken Caesar salad would be a good compromise because you still kind of get like the chicken like a chicken burger, and then but it's like cut up, and then you have lettuce and all that stuff. So we went there, and I was standing there, and I was like, huh. So that's a lot of calories. This is a chicken Caesar salad. So we're there, and I'm thinking about it, and I got to the counter, and it just popped out of my mouth to get a chili. And I got back to the car, and I was like, holy moly, I got a chili. I didn't get anything greasy, nothing. I got a chili. So I was actually really proud of myself for not going with my cravings with what I actually wanted. I got a chili, which has like a lot less calories. I think one of their salads is like 400 or 500 calories, and the chili is like 250, 300, I think. So it's actually not bad because I don't have anything with it. Like I could eat 3/4 of the chili, and that makes me satisfied. And I get the small one. Sometimes I notice that my how does it go? My eyes are bigger than my stomach. So I was like, maybe I want a large chili. I'm pretty hungry. So I asked to see the large, and the large was absolutely gigantic. And I was like, yeah, there's no way. Just give me a small. And like, I couldn't even eat the whole small. But sometimes I just, I'm so used to having the biggest. Like you go out, you get like the biggest hamburger that they have, and then you supersize your fries, or you just like get the largest fries, and then you get a milkshake to go with it. Like you have like, easy 2,000 calorie meal, and then I don't know, would still be hungry after, before I was banded. So I was pretty proud of myself for getting the chili. So I guess that's kind of an NSB. Exercise this week has been absolute crap. It has not existed. Um, I don't know. Just this week has actually kind of gotten away from me. It's gone by quick because I didn't work Monday. It was a holiday. So it's just kind of gotten away. It's like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. I just kind of keep pushing it off. My husband was home early Wednesday, I believe. He came home. Yeah, it would have been Wednesday. My daughter's at daycare on Wednesdays. So we kind of took advantage of that and just spent the day together. Kind of like a date day. Sorry, that cold really got to me. That's another thing. This year seems to be a lot colder. I'm always cold now since I've lost the weight. My last weight, I was down like 54.6, I think. But I feel the cold a lot more. Like I've always got like kind of a chill. I don't know. I think it's because I don't have as much meat as I did last fall, winter. So anyways, I don't know, maybe that's an NSV that I can actually feel the cold, that I don't have so many fat layers covering anything, that I'm sweating and hot all the time. It's probably a good thing. I have been wanting, my goal last year, at the beginning of the year, was to get down to my goal weight. This is before I was banded, and before I even really, I thought about banding previous to this, but it was too much money and all that stuff. So anyway, last year, so it would have been 2011 in January, I was like, I want to get back into figure skating. I figure skated when I was younger for years. So that is something that I'd like to do. I'm not going to be able to do it this year just because financially it is retardedly expensive. I cannot believe how expensive it is. It's going to be about $600. And that is for 15 weeks. You're training once a week, and it's 15 minutes. So I don't know. I'm trying to justify spending that kind of money on for 15 minutes. It just doesn't seem right. I'm thinking maybe instead of figure skating, I might do a dance or something because I really like to dance. I've never taken a dance class. Yeah, so I'm thinking about doing that. The figure skating, I've got another year to think about it. Just like I said, I've got a lot going on here. So actually, this is kind of a huge NSB. When I had gained all the weight, I was afraid to do anything by myself. I wouldn't go to the store by myself. There's a lot of things I would do by myself. And it just started like progressively getting worse. I didn't like to leave the house or anything like that. So since we've moved here, I've made some moves on that. I come from a very small town, and now I'm in it's one of the 6 biggest cities in Canada. And I used to live in like one of the smallest towns, 2,500 people, and now there's like millions living in the city that I live in. So when we had a U-Haul when we moved down here, but we also had our car. So I drove our car, and it was my first time driving on the major highways, first time driving in the city, because we actually used to live about 2 to 3 hours away. And whenever we came down, my husband drove because I just never had to. I like to be the passenger. I like to look around and all that stuff. So I drove down here when we moved. I got lost. I ended up following the wrong U-Haul. It's funny now, but seriously, I cried. It was horrible. When we moved down here. And that was in June. So I've been put off driving. I was like, no, I'm not driving. I'll walk. Anything that I really need is walking distance anyway. So it's not really a big deal. The only time we actually drive anywhere is if we're going somewhere that's a distance, or if we're picking up a lot of groceries. Because, everything is literally, there's Whole Foods, the bank I'm looking at literally right now, and an entire mall, Square One Mall, Walmart. Everything is just literally right there. I've got stuff all over the place. Anyway, so I always just walked. I'm kind of getting sick of it. I kind of felt like, well, if I have to drive, like, I won't do it. And we have underground parking, and it's two-way traffic, and people are idiots. They drive like morons. They just, like, pull right out from, we're on parking level 1, so people from parking level 2 come through the garage door, but they don't look for traffic. So they just pull right out. We've almost been hit quite a few times. So I don't want to deal with the parking garage. But I did it. I actually drove to my sister's, and it was really, really nice to be behind the wheel. And then, so that would have been Monday. And on Tuesday, I took the bus by myself. It was my first time on a bus since I've been here. I've taken like the GO train, the TTC, like the underground subway, not by myself, with my husband. So I took a bus. I wrote down like the bus schedule, what bus I need to take, what stop. So I took it to a support group meeting, which was absolutely fantastic. It was about a half an hour bus ride. If you're looking for a support group in the GTA, send me a message and I will give you details. Gentleman and I are going to be starting one here in Mississauga. Hopefully, we'll have our first meeting in November. And then there's one in Brampton that he does. There's another one in Toronto that he does, Burlington, Durham. He has them actually all over. And I went, and it was very, very, very nice to go there and talk to people who are going through the same thing and just sit and just relate with people. I don't, since we've moved here, haven't really gotten out and meeting people and things like that either. So that was really nice. So anyway, I am at 17 minutes, which is just ridiculous, so I apologize. If you've watched the whole thing, thank you very much for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing and for all of your comments. I do appreciate them. I hope everybody has a great week, and I will see you next week with a weigh-in. Bye.